go.
Let's do it. All right. Welcome back, everyone, to the Jeremy Arel podcast featuring DeAngelo Atkinson, episode 6. Episode 6, DeAngelo. We've been gone, since the beginning of June.
It's like 2 months. The beginning of the playoffs.
Yeah. Which was that's May. Yeah, we've been gone since May.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
We've gone since May.
A lot has happened since then. Like in the NBA world and basketball world. Yeah, as you can see, this guy over here wearing an Oklahoma City. Look, this man over here had confetti all over his room as if he was the one on the team.
You know it.
Like, bro,
we had to celebrate.
Yeah, bro. Hey, next time, tip for next time, show them boys how to pop that champagne the right way, bro.
Literally. Oh my goodness, literally, dude.
That was like, because usually, in the finals, that's like the moment, like one of the moments, like after, like, you look at Curry, like when he won his first, or LeBron when he won his first, like they had the little locker room celebration. I just feel as though I think we were robbed. I'm sorry, like they might get back there. We don't ever know. But I feel like we was robbed of like that Shai moment in the locker room. Cause
the kid's too young, man. They too young. They don't know how to pop bottles. The kid's too young.
Yeah, but I mean, this doesn't take away from the win. I'm just saying, like, usually we have like them iconic photos. I mean, him and J Dubs had that little like photo thing they had going on. That was fire. Like the photo shoot with J Dubs wearing like the jacket, like that was fire. But yeah, I feel like he was robbed of that like Shai moment with him with the Finals MVP and the NBA Finals trophy, holding it up at the same time, and like just that iconic photo. I mean, look, I ain't gonna lie. Also, another thing I want to point out, I like how he gave his Finals MVP trophy to J Dubs to hold up. I think that was kind of cool.
The 40-point ball.
Yeah, bro. I like that because it's like it's no friction, no beef. It's just two brothers, try to won the NBA Finals together, and they both, were key factors of you guys winning. So, yeah, no, I like that. I know before we start the topic, I was, before the playoffs, I was questioning. I ain't gonna lie, I was questioning the experience level. I mean, there's times where it showed, like experience showed throughout these playoffs, but Oklahoma City was able to overcome the lack of experience this year, even though the way how the playoffs went, it's whatever. I mean, these guys made it 1-2 game 7, so hey, OKC did what they were supposed to do, and they got their first championship in franchise history. So no, them guys, they deserve a lot of credit, even though a lot of people trying to take it away from them. So
I definitely agree.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say in the beginning. That's all I wanted to say in the beginning before we get, started and things.
Get in depth into it. Yeah. With that being said, with the first topic of our the debate of the podcast is the Oklahoma City Thunder winning the championship. But there's a lot of factors into kind of the game we watched. I mean, we saw beginning of the finals with Tyrese Halliburton's calf injury. We saw within of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander kind of struggling in the beginning, but then catching fire towards the end. We saw a different bunch of storylines in the NBA Finals, and there's a bunch to tackle for us. There's a bunch for us to uncover. But first and foremost, I would like to say as a Thunder fan for a while now, this is the greatest feeling ever. I'm a Thunder fan. Everyone knows I'm a huge Thunder fan. I'm a huge Green Bay Packers fan. It's kind of odd, I like both of those two teams, but those are my teams. And the Thunder, as you can, y'all see it right there, the Packers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see it. But it's kind of like a thing where this is my first time really experiencing a win at my age. I'm 20 years old. We saw the Packers win before. I was there to witness it, but I really don't remember that feeling of watching my team win, or getting that feeling of seeing a parade, or getting that feeling of watching the star players I love hold up the trophy of the Larry O'Brien or the Vince Lombardi trophy. So for that being said, today, well, this entire week, watching my team hold up the Larry O'Brien, was the greatest feeling ever. And being a Thunder fan since 2011, this was a rocky road for every fan in this organization. This has been a rocky road. I mean, we've seen 3 players depart from the team. We'll say even 5 huge players within James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Paul George, Carmelo Anthony. You can name it. There's been a bunch of players who have departed from our team. And actually, all those players who I've listed played for the Houston Rockets at least one time in their career. But it's crazy to see what this team has become since that finals run they had in Miami, being taken out by LeBron. But from that season on, from the ups and downs of the first round exits to the blowing the 3-1 lead against the Warriors, I mean, it's been a very rocky road for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And being a Thunder fan and watching that happen has been an absolute, I would say, the worst ride of your life. I mean, you have to defend your team, your stars leaving the team, and it's a lot of heartbreaking moments. But this right here, watching us go into a final series like this. I mean, last year we were the number 1 seeded team in the entire league. I mean, we were the best team in the league. We had the best record in the league, and we were gone in the second round, and we were gone early in the playoffs. So watching us here go up and watching how this team played this entire finals run. I mean, going through the Grizzlies. I mean, we went through the Grizzlies. We had a tough series in the Nuggets, which I do believe we should have had them done in 5, maybe 6. We had a good series against the Timberwolves, took care of business, and against the Pacers, which was a rough one, but we took care of business. So it was a great to see it. But first and foremost, I would love to give huge praise to Sam Presti. I mean, Sam Presti. I mean, it's just such a masterclass of what he's done for the entire organization. I mean, a lot of people obviously thought he was crazy for trading away, Durant, trading away Russell Westbrook, trading away Paul George, trading away all these guys. I mean, they thought he was crazy. And to see what he's done with these draft picks, I mean, it's a new meta in the league. I mean, we've seen teams do the meta of, we're looking forward to future instead of really thinking about what our team is looking like right now. We're playing the long game instead of playing the short-term game, and a lot of teams are now using that meta, and there's been a meta around for a long time. So Sam Presti utilizing that is really, I'm thankful for, because what the Dame Lillard, which I would love to also thank you, Dame Lillard. Damian Lillard, you are such a great guy. I love that Portland series. You hit that shot, man. I really seriously thank you, and I praise you for hitting that shot against us in Portland to send us out in Game 7. That was the greatest shot of time. That was the greatest shot of all time, because that got Paul George sent away and brought in this guy right here. So there's a bunch of things that led up into this finals run, and it's not something that happened overnight. This was something that was built with at least 6 or 5, 6, maybe 7 years in the making. I mean, it's been a long time for this to come where it is, and I'm very thankful. And there's more to come for that.
Yes, sir, Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Hey, look, I can see from your body language and your spirit how meaningful this run is to you. Because trust me, I know how it feels. Four different times in this Warriors run where I seen Steph overcome, that 3-1 loss. I thought it was over with for him, because of the confidence. And we went to go get Kevin Durant, which I know you guys, his fan base, went berserk and crazy because the dude literally just lost to us the year prior, and he went to the rival team. And even that, we beat LeBron 3 times. I mean, 2 times. He had one of the times he had with Kyrie, and then the other time he was by himself. So I'm just seeing Curry, KD, Clay, Draymond, just posting that. It was a dynasty for sure. Mm-hmm. But it was for me, being a fan of them players in that specific organization, man, it's something about that feeling when your team is up top of the world, number 1, the best, and then the Finals MVP. Like you have all of that all in your team, and you so looking forward to the next year. So I know that feeling, how like that championship win feeling. But for you though, for you, I bet it hit more than all the other like things that have happened. Because with me, it was the season after the 3-1 that hit the most. Because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yo, that 3-1, you say Shea had one of the best individual seasons of all time. That would have been Steph if he would have won
Yes, I agree.
2016.
I agree.
But but it happened, and so I was devastated. I'm not gonna lie, I was devastated, and I was looking forward to next year, but I wasn't too sure,
Mm-hmm.
But for you, like next year, you guys, like for you feeling like next year is probably going to be better than this year, just
Yeah.
based on how things happen. And
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say Sam Presti, he deserves a lot of credit for how calculated he was after the KD, Harden, and Russ, how that failed, and the KD and Russ, that duo, how that failed, and how the small little big three with Anthony, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook, how he was able to be calculated and patient on this entire process. It's like he had a vision that nobody else in the league saw. Like, oh, Shai
Mm-hmm.
Gilgeous-Alexander, he's just this rookie from the Clippers. Like,
Mm-hmm.
who is this guy? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then what they brought in CP to be that mentor, 1 or 2 years of CP, so he kind of helped Shay's, development. And so when they felt that Shay was ready to be that head of the team, they said, okay, Chris Paul, you can get sent out. Lou Dort was drafted that same year, that Chris Paul last year was. And then you guys got J Dub, you guys got A Wig, you guys got Chet Helgrid. And
Mm-hmm.
look, Chet was hurt. Chet didn't play his rookie year, I don't think.
Yep,
He
he
was
did.
hurt. He missed a whole year. Even this year, he missed
Mm-hmm.
a
He
good
missed
amount of
majority of this
time.
year, like 20 something, 30 games.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So it's just like you have a young core with the organ. Like it's something about having a young core that was kind of underrated because everybody on this team was kind of underrated before this happened. The number one seed happened. You guys going to the finals. You guys being the best team in the West. Before
Mm-hmm.
this happened, you guys were underrated. They kind of still felt that Jokic still had y'all number, or Kawhi, or even us, the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
We won the chip at 22, but we haven't been the same since the Lakers. They thought the Lakers was going to be the ones that dethrone y'all this year,
Mm-hmm.
but you guys didn't focus on it. You guys kept your core, and like you said, like the Indiana season, I mean series, and the Denver Nuggets series were tough, hard battles. And like I said in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
I was the one being critic of, oh, what would this team do on adversity? Like, what would happen if they get to Game 7? What
Yeah.
would happen when they play against a star player like Jokic that's going to push their limits? And look, you guys answered the call and you guys delivered. And I can't take that away from you guys. And I think the city of Oklahoma, I mean, look, because look, right? This is the same feeling I had when Curry won his first championship in 2015. Look, there's going to be some years you guys are going to be up there. You guys are at the top. The only thing that is the challenge for you guys is, are you guys able to stay at the top? That's the
Mm-hmm.
only challenge, because you guys will be contenders. You guys are young. You guys, not that many teams messing with you guys.
Yeah.
It's just, after years and years and years, how like are you guys going to be able to contain that success for you guys to win another one?
Mm-hmm.
Because the 2015 Warriors, we went 2015, boom, we won. 2016, we had the greatest regular season of all time by any team. There was some rough parts before we got to the finals. We was down 3-1 to the Thunder. So we overcame it. And
Mm-hmm.
then we end up blowing the 3-1 lead ourselves.
Yep.
Yep. And so we lost. That was a tough. I mean, look, it can't get lower to that. Being the best team of all time, losing a 3-1 to LeBron James in that fashion, like the way how they did it too was crazy. So I mean, and then we got KD. And see, that's the thing. The thing with the Oklahoma City Thunder is you guys' team is good as it is, but you guys' team could get better.
Mm-hmm.
It could get better. You know what I'm saying? It could get better.
And we got the 15th pick in the draft today.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. We got number 15.
Exactly. And so you guys would just have to void a position that you guys feel like you need on the bench. I mean, even though I think you guys' bench is all right, but if you could get a youngster, you know, at a position that you guys need, you know, you can help develop him in this potential dynasty. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward into like seeing how you guys flourish and stuff like that for the next seasons to come. Because I mean, look, SGA is not slowing down. J Dubs, I will say this right now. J Dubs is one of the best second scoring option players in the league right now, if not the best. I mean, the motor, the switch he was able to flip during that middle of the Pacers series when you guys needed him the most, you know, when you guys were down 2-1. I think were they in Indiana or OKC? I forgot where the game was. The dude dropped 40. You need somebody like that.
40 points.
Holford. I know Chet has. I ain't gonna lie. Chet had his little mixed like hiccups, but look, he was able to, you know, slow down Miles Turner and be an offensive force that he knows that he's supposed to be on that offense. So yeah, so that's my spill about OKC. I will say Tyrese Halliburton, it's sad that like that happened to him because I mean I think this is one of the best individual playoff runs I've seen in my life. I'm being serious. I'm not going to say it's better. 2018 LeBron still has it over him, and 2011 Dirk still has it over him. But yo, the fact that he was able to take this 5th seed team all the way to the finals and go to 7 with the best team in the NBA, and he was called overrated by his peers, by the way. I mean, and then I've never seen this. Every series, he hit a game winner or a game tire, like every time. And I'm just like, yo. And this guy was supposed to only just be a playmaker. Oh, he's overrated. Oh, he's only in the Team USA team because he had one good season. No. Tyrese most definitely earned the fan in me. I mean, I was always like a kind of a fan of Tyrese, but now I'm more of a bigger fan because of his leadership and the way how he was able to handle situations and even the injury. He was devastated. I mean, the biggest game of his life. Dropped 9 points in the first 2-3 minutes of the game in Game 7. Went down. But even in the locker rooms, they leaked photos of Shai and him just chopping it up. Him with a smile on his face. Yep. He could have been, you know, one of them NBA players that have like a lot of ego. Be like, no, get out my locker room. You guys won. Like, be mad. No, he was with a smile on his face. He congratulated Shai and stuff like that. Shai went to go check up on him. Like, you know, that's a stand-up dude right there. My boy just won his first NBA championship, and he went to go in the locker room to support his fellow NBA, you know, like players, you know, and I like that because it shows brotherhood. It shows maturity in the league. Like, I just like that. It's like, and I will say this before I close, Jeremy, this NBA playoffs and NBA finals, I think this was needed for the league. You know why? It's different. You know, look, it's hard to see Damian Lillard go down. It's hard to see Jason Tatum go down. It's hard to see Tyrese go down. Hated to see them injuries. Curry with the hamstring. It really altered what happened in the playoffs. But that's part of the sport now. There should be no. I I will say this right now. There should be no asterisk. There should be no question. I mean, like, if we went on a whole league of what ifs, this league wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
It happened. None of us wanted this to happen with Tyrese and nobody and Jason Tatum. But if you be like, oh, if such and such would have played, this would have happened. If such and such would have played, oh, they wouldn't have won. No, we can't be doing this.
Yeah.
Because it really takes away from what happened, like in the finals, and how much work Oklahoma and the Pacers put in to get to where they was at. So I just want to say we need to stop the what ifs, because injuries are a part of the sport, unfortunately. I mean, we never really seen that many tragic injuries in the playoffs until Kevin Durant 2019 NBA Finals when he tore his Achilles. And it kind of like, as years went by, it just started to happen like that. So, look, Oklahoma City Thunder, injuries or not, look, they won the NBA championship.
Yeah.
You can't take that away from them, Like, I just want to get that shut down, because I know there's a lot of people in the NBA media or a lot of fans. I mean, look, it's a good idea to think that Tyrese would have won, but we will never know.
Yeah.
Like, we will never know what had happened. So, yeah, shut that down. And, I mean, look, this league is in good hands, because we went into a finals with two teams that never won, and we still got a solid, pure storyline out of it.
Yeah.
It is crazy. We got the league MVP, best team in the league, the scoring leader against the underrated team, the team that works hard, the team that upset it, the Cavaliers, the Bucks even a little bit, and then the Knicks, the underrated team, the Mr. Overrated, I guess they would like to call him. He was able to go over there and, and that's a storyline in itself. And, it's two all-star type of point guards, the futures of the league, going against each other. And look, you may never know. This probably not the only time they're going to see each other in the finals.
Yeah.
You never know, knowing this league. So, yeah.
I agree. I like to piggyback on what you said there, because I think, for me, as a Thunder fan, and this could be for anybody that has a team that's won a chip in those kind of standpoints, because you could say the same thing about Laker fans. Laker fans in the bubble, they'll say that that's a Lamicki ring because it's a bubble championship. Because before the bubble, the Bucks were the best team in the league. There was plenty of teams in the league that were better than the Lakers pre-bubble. So I think the narrative of, oh, what if this, what if that, is kind of a broken narrative, and I don't like it at all, because for me, I don't care what people would say. The Thunder are champions. They are the NBA champions. They're the world champions. That's just if and that's just whatever. We're the champions. I don't care about the politics that come into it. We won the championship. That's it. The what if part, though, as much as the injuries that happened in the playoffs, Halliburton's injury was one of the worst ones that's happened, because it was on Game 7. And for me, I wanted Halliburton to be there, because I already knew what the narrative was. Halliburton's injured, the ring doesn't count. But that narrative kind of just doesn't work with me, because we worked as hard as the Indiana Pacers to get there. The Indiana Pacers worked as hard as they to get. They worked hard to get to that stage. We worked hard to get there as well. So just because one person went down doesn't mean depicting of how the finals should have really played out. Which, what if this, what if that? I mean, it's a part of the game. Injuries will always be a part of the game. You can't stop injuries. The Bucks, like you said earlier, Dame Lillard, you couldn't stop that injury, had the Achilles injury. Jason Tatum in the Knicks series, I mean, he went down. He was having a phenomenal game before he went down.
Yeah.
So injuries play a part in the game. I mean, John Morant as well. There's a bunch of injuries that happen in the playoffs. I mean, there's just a bunch of what ifs and conspiracies and whatnot. I mean, yes, Halliburton was having a great game in the beginning, but who knows how it would have happened. And it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't take away the fact that, what happened after the fact of the Thunder, and the Pacers, what happened after the fact continuing on in the game. I would like to say, though, that Shai, I wanted to say once again and I just thought about how this Oklahoma City Thunder team, before I get into the next topic from from like I said earlier, I'm thankful. I'm like I said before, I'm very much thankful that Damian Lillard hit the shot. If Damian Lillard never hit that shot if Damian Lillard never hit that game-winning shot in Game 7, step back three, none of this would happen. And that's just something that's been on my mind lately because when Paul George was traded, yes, we had already a pick for Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey was our 2021 pick. We already had him. But that trade for Paul George lured in J-Dubs and Shai. Off of Paul George, we got J-Dubs and Shai. We already had Chet off of another pick, which was in that same draft class as J-Dubs. We turned Josh Giddey into Alex Caruso. We got our defensive player. We got Lou Dort, another defensive player. We got Cason Wallace after we traded up our Derek Lively pick. We got Cason Wallace. I mean, there's so much that the Oklahoma City Thunder has done off of that Paul George, the Damian Lillard shot on Paul George, the Russell Westbrook trade. I mean, everything else that's led up to this moment was off of getting rid of these stars. And I think what's led into what I'm most proud of is what you said earlier, is what this team has become. I mean, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, yes, he has had a great season. He's had a phenomenal season. But the roles that this Thunder team plays and how they know where they need to be and who needs to step up is the greatest thing ever. I mean, yes, Shai is the number one scorer on our team. Yes, Shai can do Shai things. We know this. But J-Dubs, who can step up and have a 40-point game. I mean, J-Dubs, when it was Game 5, and every player, he had one of the worst games in his playoff career. And in the Nuggets series, and they were like, and every Thunder fan, majority every Thunder fan on Twitter talking about, Wes, we need to get rid of J-Dubs. J-Dubs sucks. J-Dubs this, that, another. He's trash. Get rid of him. Came out since that game, was on an absolute onslaught, just killing everybody. I mean, he was on killer mode. And just knowing the different people who knows how to step up. I mean, J-Dubs, after that horrible game, has stepped up completely. I mean, Shai, obviously, been stepped up. I mean, I've been said it before. If Chet's having a bad game, he's kind of the anchor. And if he's playing bad, the team's not going to win. But Chet knows he needs to step up. And we have a complete group of guys and two defenders, as in Alex Caruso and Lou Dort. I mean, Lou Dort, one of the best defenders in the league on ball. But Alex Caruso, prior to this, wasn't getting as much praise as what he gets now for the Thunder. I mean, yes, he had a good run for the Lakers, but when he played for the Bulls, he wasn't getting as much praise as he is with the Thunder because he stopped Nikola Jokic by himself. That guy, Alex Caruso, stopped Nikola Jokic. He's a Nikola Jokic stopper. I mean, you saw what he did to Anthony Edwards. He stopped Anthony Edwards. I mean, it's quite literally crazy how a lot of these guys have roles on the team, and the bench is deep as well. I mean, we run a whole 9-10 man rotation, and I think it's, like you said, D'Lo, we're only going to get better. I mean, we had the 15th pick in the draft. We still have plenty of more draft picks within, in the next, 5 years? And it's hints to say that it's not over. Same time next year. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, if we can stay healthy, I mean, Shai's going to get the biggest contract in NBA history. I mean, this offseason.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But
for sure.
It's to come to the fact that if we can stay healthy. And that leads into my next point is, when I look at every other player that's ever put on an Oklahoma City Thunder jersey, it's safe to say Shai's the greatest one to put one on. I mean, it's safe to say that. I mean, if we're not looking at stats, which we can look at stats, I mean, we can look at those and look at individual accolades, but out of the three Thunder players that you can think of, when you think of a Thunder jersey, you think of three players: Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And Nick Collison if you're an OG. But if you're really thinking about those three, 4, it would be Nick Collison, but Nick Collison's he's in his own league. But those three is Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Out of all those three, they won MVPs, they won scoring titles, they brought their teams to the finals. But in that whole entire picture, the only one dude to actually finish the mission was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Hence to the fact that he did it with the youngest team in the NBA. The youngest team to ever go to the finals and actually win. So I think the greatness of what SGA has brought to this team at such a young age. I mean, these dudes couldn't even pop bottles in the locker room when they won. They didn't know how to pop champagne. They actually didn't even drink the beer that was there. I think, what was it? Was it Alex Caruso that was the only one that was drinking beer? I mean, it was actually historically said that they were the first team to not even drink all the beer in the locker room when they were celebrating. So it's quite literally crazy that I think Shai in his time here, 5 years, 6 years with the Oklahoma City Thunder, he's the greatest player to ever put on a jersey right now. And I think with him staying with the Thunder and with more years to come, and I think we have the brightest future in the NBA, he can solidify for sure that he's the greatest player to ever step foot in a Thunder jersey. Greatest player to step foot in Chesapeake Energy Arena, or if you want to call it Paycom Center. He's the greatest. And Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, I guess we'll have to accept it. They still deserve statues, 100%. Retire the jerseys. But Shai deserves a bigger one with giving the first ring to Oklahoma City.
Oh, no, yeah, for sure. I think, like Shai, like you said, Shai, for the littlest, for the time that he's had there, he's done a lot for that franchise. I just think also too, Jeremy, Kevin Durant and Russ, when they first went, they were also young too.
You're right.
He just so happened to go against this dynasty that was on the upbringing, and it was hard for them to. I don't know how they were going to beat that Heat team, and then also in that West, they still had to go against the Spurs, Grizzlies, Lakers, Mavericks. They had so many teams that they had to overcome, and they were still young. Mm-hmm. Now, that's when they were young. The other side, I will say, Russ getting hurt in the first round against the Rockets, man, that really, because that was KD's MVP year, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was his MVP year or the year before. I don't know. And then they missed the Western Conference Finals, and they missed the finals. But the one that got like you said about Shai, they all went to finals. They all got scoring titles. They all got MVPs, but only one got the ring. I feel like the one that they could have had was the 2016 one.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not sure if they beat LeBron and Kyrie. I don't know. But I mean, look, Kevin Durant and Russ at that time, 2016. If they would have just finished the series against us, man, they man, I don't know. They could have probably done something, man. And that's what that loss led to the KD departure, and then Russ being the solo dolo. But yeah, like you said, I think what made Shai. Okay, before I speak on Shai, I will say Kevin Durant and Westbrook, as of now, I feel like the impacts they have on OKC in general, just overall, is bigger than Shai's. Just right now. Mm-hmm. But I think, as years go by, Shai will eventually surpass them. I think he's already he's just a little bit underneath. Mm-hmm. Because look, when you think about Russell Westbrook, you think about that OKC jersey. Even KD, you think about that OKC jersey. I think Shai, because of what KD and Russell Westbrook, the impact that they had on that franchise, I think Shai, I think next year he will just surpass them. Yeah. I think right now he's already in the breach of just. I mean, he won a championship with the damn team. The first championship the organization had. He's already the most accomplished Oklahoma City Thunder of all time. Mm-hmm. It's just the impact that Russ had on that franchise is just. It's a lot, man. I ain't gonna lie.
It's something you can't take away from him. You can't take away from him.
You can't take away Russ's impact. But look, Shea, I'm not gonna lie, Shea is about to surpass that.
Yeah, I think where Russ, like you said, his impact was different. I mean, he was done up. He was done dirty in the face of the entire league with him being told that his buddy is gonna stay with him, and they suffered 3-1 loss to the Warriors. And to the mindset of losing 3-1. I mean, that sucks. I mean, you lost 3 games straight in a row, and Curry walked down from dang near half court and drilled it. That sucks. And then your teammate who says, "Yeah, I'm gonna play another. I'm gonna come back. Let's play another one. Let's do it again." Goes to the team who did that to you. That sucks. And in the media, Russell Westbrook, everyone feels bad for him. I mean, now Russ has a team where his next best option is Victor Oladipo. I mean, he has Steven Adams, but it's not the team that it was before. And Russell Westbrook had probably arguably the best solo season in those time frames, with averaging a triple double for 2 straight seasons. And I give Russell Westbrook all the credit. And I think what you're saying with SGA and Russ, I definitely agree. Like, their impact is on 2 different levels. Because Russ, his impact is everyone was emotional for him. I mean, I was emotional for the guy because I love Russ, and everyone felt bad because he got done dirty, and he's left with a team that isn't the best, but he still was so hungry. He had the drive that he was hungry and brought them to the playoffs. And SGA's impact is he's ready to hoop. He's ready to bring a chip. He's ready to show his greatness and legacy. And I definitely agree that impact-wise, they're neck and neck, but SGA he's just rising above there. And this is the greatest season you ever will see from a point guard. I mean, like you said earlier, Curry could have had the same way if he was unanimously MVP. But and won a Finals MVP that one year when Iggy got it. But this is the greatest, currently right now, the greatest point guard season out of anybody in NBA history. I mean, the last person to do this was Shaquille O'Neal, but way back when. I mean, this is crazy. MVP, scoring title, Finals MVP, Western Conference MVP. I mean, NBA champion and Finals MVP. I mean, I probably said that a couple times, the same time, maybe said that twice. But I maybe have to just remind you. Let me remind you one more time. Scoring title, NBA champion, Finals MVP, Western Conference MVP. And what was it? He finished second last year, but this time he finished first, MVP. I mean, what he's done, let me just read out to the different accolades he's done while in the Thunder uniform. I mean, he was an All-NBA. He was the first. He won All-NBA 2 times. I mean, he's 3-time All-NBA. I mean, he was the first ever Thunder player since Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant to average 30 points a game in a single season. And that wasn't even last year. Wasn't this year. It was the year of 2020. It was 3 years ago. He was the first one to do that. That's when the rampage started. That's when he got the keys to the team. I mean, he got over 2,000 points, 400 assists, and 100 steals in a single season multiple times. I mean, we've seen him lead this team to multiple playoff runs. I mean, he's just averaged 35 and 4 on 2 steals, led the league in steals a couple times, top 3 in steals and efficiency and clutch points. I mean, his resume it's just amazing. And he's young. What, 26? He's young.
He's young, bro. I hope bro stays healthy, bro. That's the only thing. Because the injuries. I just hope Shea and even the crew, like even Chet, because Chet is having his problems with his injuries. But I just want them to stay healthy because I don't want their run to be rendered based off injuries. Because it can happen to any team. I'm not even just talking about the Thunder right now. I could talk about the Cavs, or I could talk about look at the Celtics. They revamping the entire team based off Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum having.
And they saved a bunch of money too. They saved a bunch of money. Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like, yo, I just like I ain't gonna lie, you hit the points, Jeremy. I mean, look, I just hope you guys like really just stay healthy because man, it would literally suck. Because I know, like, I troll like the Oklahoma City Thunder, and that's just really just get at you. Like I know that team's a good team. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a basketball like no you. There's no way people are actually like you're a basketball fan or a fan of the NBA and don't think that the Oklahoma City Thunder is a good team.
Yeah.
Like there's no way you just go without saying they're not good. I just don't want them to get hurt. Like that would suck if they just get hurt. Like I don't want them. I want them to stay healthy. Obviously there's going to be more contenders next year. That could probably go like try to dethrone them and go to the finals and stuff like that. But I don't want nobody to get hurt. I just want them to like stay healthy. They're a young team and they got to keep at it. It look like they're hungry. I mean, look, and also another thing before I close, I like how I saw a post. I think it was like the morning after the win. Shea, J Dub, and Hartenstein had like a little small little interview clip when it was one of their interview like the media people, the Oklahoma City Thunder media people asked them like, what would you take from the finals win itself? Like, what is the like your individual favorite memory? Like, how is it like? How does this win impact like you personally?
Mm-hmm.
And besides talking about themselves, them dudes said, "Oh, I just feel happy for the fans, man.
Yes.
The fans is like that's every single last one of them. They said, "Oh, yo, the fans they deserve this, man. It's been a long time coming for the fans, and I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that because instead of thinking for themselves, like that shows character. Look, they're young, but them young bulls got a lot of character, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Like they look Hartenstein fans. Shea said, man, look, he didn't even talk about his season. He's like, man, these fans deserve it, man. Like J Dubs, the fans deserve it. Like, oh, that's all they're literally. Their whole motivation is the fan base, and I like that. They care about the fans more than they care about their individual performance. They're doing it for the fans, and I salute that. I salute that because you don't got a team just wanting to just win because I want to be marked in history in the NBA because yeah, I want to be that guy. I want to be the greatest of no. They just want to be the best team that they could possibly be for their fan base.
Mm-hmm.
So I salute that for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, why I fell in love with this current team so much more than some of the other teams that the Thunders came out with is first off team chemistry beyond the roof. I mean, I think it was they said Chet was the one that started it was the team huddles during interviews. Not one person does an interview, the whole team does it. And we do everything together. They shop together. They go eat together. They practice together. They do everything together in unison because to build as much team chemistry, because it's a family. And I love that because, we don't really see it's more of an we're kind of seeing some of it is an individual sport more than it's actually I would say it's kind of become an individual game more than actually a team game. We're kind of seeing that from some players, and they really don't really care too much about a team's kind of aspect from it. But what I think of it from a one second, what I think of the Oklahoma City Thunder fan base of it is I think the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander hate is just so forced. I think it's forced. The one reason why I fell in, my mom actually loves Shai so much, and another reason why I think Shai is such a good person, and this is not even just about basketball. It's not even about basketball. It's just what Shai does for the fans outside, and we see a lot of players. And a big thing about me, and we brought this up about the Wizards in the Capital One Arena. Players they view the Wizards on the schedule rest day, view the Hornets rest day. view the Utah Jazz rest day. We're not suiting up, but there's players like Anthony Edwards, players like Shai, players like Brunson, players like those who say, yeah, we're going to suit up. Because Shai said he was a fan of the game before. He's a fan. He was a fan of the game. A lot of these players are fans of the game, so they want to see their favorite player go out there and play. And I'm just speaking on Shai. He's going to go out there and play no matter what team he's playing against. He's not injured. He's going to go play. And the way how he will make his rounds around the entire stadium and sign everyone's merchandise, take pictures with everybody, either he's at home or away. I mean, when I was at the Wizards game, and I was so happily, I was actually blessed that when I got into the stadium, he was warming up. Him, Isaiah Hartenstein, Lou Dort, J-Dubs, warming up right there. J-Dubs was just starting his workout, but Shai just finished right when I sat down at my seat, and he was right there, and he made sure that everyone that was a Thunder fan that was sitting there, he would take a picture with them because he was a fan of the game, and we're coming to see him, and he's going to make sure that he's going to get us right. And I admire that about Shai a lot because he cares about the fans. I mean, you saw him on the parade. He was running up and down in the entire streets of Oklahoma City, shaking everyone's hands, taking pictures of babies, letting everyone touch the trophy. I mean, that's not just Shai. That's the entire team. So I definitely think the hate is forced. But I love that about this team a lot, is they care a lot about the fans. The fans are everything. Jay Will said it a lot. I mean, it's about the fans. Aaron Wiggins said it a lot. It's about the fans. And I love how they put the fans first and everything's about the fans. And the Pacers were the same thing as well. I mean, TJ McConnell was crying at the press, at the presser saying, I'm sorry I couldn't get it done. And I love that about, you see that a lot from small market teams that care a lot about the fans. You'll see some big market teams are like that, but a lot of small market teams care about the fans, and I love that from the Pacers and the Thunder about how it was everything for the fans.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. But
yes, sir, Jeremy.
Dang. Let's see here. Do you have anything to say about the finals before we move on, or?
Okay, look. Like you just I ain't gonna lie, because what you said about Shai and stuff like that, like his impact and the parade and McConnell, the NBA Finals is more than just watching basketball on the TV, yo. It means something to me and you,
yes,
fan in the world, yo. Like you said, the small market teams. I'm a fan of the Warriors, so I wouldn't know how that feels like in the NBA world. I'm a Panthers fan, so I know how that feels in the NFL world, but I can't. We ain't speaking on football right now. We speaking on the NBA, and people might call me out, try to act like I'm lying about this, but I will not lie to you. You can ask Ant. Before Shai went to Oklahoma City Thunder, I was the biggest fan of his. Mm-hmm. Because first it was the Kentucky run he had, when he was in college, and I'm like, yo, who is this guy? This Canadian silky This is before Shai had the fine muscle.
Yeah.
He was kind of scrawny, but he had a little smooth game to him. He's 6'5". He was 6'5" at the time. He was 6'5", cooking dudes, and the Clippers drafted him, and I was like, okay, yo, that cat about to be nice. Sure enough, his breakout game was against the Golden State Warriors, where he forced a turnover when Draymond Green decided, let me just be the hero today. And so Shai was like, he stole the ball from him, and then that's when he got a bucket. And then guess what? Kevin Durant and Draymond Green went into the bench, argued, and that dynasty was practically over. Well, that KD dynasty was over, with us after that. So I'm just saying, Shai, man, I've been a fan of his for a long time, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not. I sit here act like but when they went to 22 games, when they won 22 games, I was like, damn, what's going on? What's going on with him? What's wrong with the team? I think you guys were like one of the worst teams in the league. I'm
Yep.
like, hold on, like, because that's when you guys had like the second or third, yeah, second pick, right?
Yep. That's
Chet
when we
was the
got
second
Chet.
pick, yeah, yeah. That's when y'all got Chet. I'm
Hmm.
like, yo, what's wrong with this team? Like, I mean, look, I understand you guys got rid of, your stars and stuff like that, but yo, like, I ain't gonna lie, the fact that my boy did what he did, and then finally got that championship for this city. And I appreciate him for even taking the picture with you because
Yeah.
I know how much I mean a lot for you. And it's on the season that he won the
Hmm.
championship.
MVP
So it's
season
just like
too. Oh my goodness.
MVP season. That's what I'm saying. Like, man, Jeremy went to go watch Capital One. He could have been like, "Oh, not today, young fella.
Yeah.
Oh, nah, I'm
Easily.
good,
Easily.
bro, easily." But bro, he took a picture with my boy Jerm. It's part of our Instagram page or
Hmm.
YouTube. Is that picture, man? Like, I'm sorry, it's something about that like I can respect that, man. I don't care if it wasn't me that didn't got a picture. It's the fact that my homie, he's a fan of Shea and he's the best player of his favorite team, and he was able to get the photo with him
Hmm.
just off of just watching the Wizards game. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, look, and and Halliburton would do the same thing, if he had the chance to. So
Hmm.
I just, I feel like this NBA Finals showed the fans and the whole rest of the league that there's more to basketball than just. And I know Curry developed his name. He developed himself,
Hmm.
but it's more than just star players like LeBron James or the most like the casuals would know. It's more to basketball than, oh, LeBron James is playing. Let me tune in, or KD is playing. Let me tune in.
Hmm.
Nah, like these were two small market teams fighting for their first championship, proving he was the best team. And look, win or loss, whoever won, whoever lost, it was still going to be emotional for any other side of
Exactly.
it. So I like that. I like that because last year, I'm not gonna lie. Last year we were missing that, Jerm. We were
Hmm.
missing some of that. It
Yeah.
was the whole
Within last year.
narrative. I mean, I understand it was the Kyrie versus Celtics.
Yeah.
I think that was the only narrative we kind of had, but we knew that the Mavericks didn't stand no chance
Not at all.
because of just that team. And I don't know, the Celtics they just were too good. Like they just were too
Hmm.
dominant over the Mavericks that. I mean, we tuned in, we watched, but that emotional factor, like we left that series clowning Tatum more than celebrating him because of the way how he celebrated.
We
Like
did
we did it,
it.
and he start like saying, "Oh, what they gonna say now?" He start mimicking Curry after Curry beat. That was the same finals Curry beat him in. Oh, what they gonna say now?
Or
Oh,
the Kanye West.
Kanye West quote. Like literally, we left that finals clowning this man. And look, no, I love Tatum. I'm
Hmm.
I'm starting to become a little bit of Tatum fan because his game's kind of smooth,
Yeah.
but still, his personality and the way how like. I don't know, right? Like it was just missing a lot of last year. Like last year was missing a lot. This year, it's just an emotional factor. It's just so much Like I guess with them. I just think the casuals want to make this because I've been seeing memes, Jerm. The
Yeah.
casuals been saying, like, that SpongeBob meme where like where they had like they was crowded behind a Krabby Patty
Oh yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. I know
Krusty
something about. I know
Krab,
something about. I know something about.
and it was like the other side was like blank.
Yeah.
It was like Oklahoma City Thunder when they won a
Yeah,
championship.
I know something about.
Nobody like the casuals ain't celebrating.
Hmm.
But if say if it was like somebody like I don't know, the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron wins. It's like
Yeah,
everybody's
everybody's
around.
there.
Yeah, so I mean, yo, like that's why I want to end off with like, man, I look these it was unique. At first, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know how to feel about it because not because it was a small market or anything like that,
Hmm.
but how was how was it gonna go? Like I knew it was two small market teams. I knew it was two teams that never won the NBA Finals. Like at least with OKC, y'all haven't won yet
Mm-hmm.
in the NBA Finals. So it was. I knew that was that going in, but it became more than just winning the first title. It was like passionate fan bases, um, two elite point guards, two underrated type teams, like teams with not that many like casual stars going one on one against each other, and it was kind of like a battle. I like that because it's different.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be the case next year. I don't know if that's going to be the case next year, but I'm glad we got a dose of how it would feel and look like with two small market teams battling it out.
I agree.
So I'm gonna just end it at that.
I agree 100%. Like you hit that there because think about it. The way how you brought it up about the whole LeBron thing. I think the reason why there was so much hate on this entire finals is because this was two small market teams. We're used to the fact of seeing these huge market teams like the Lakers, like the Heat, like the Knicks, the Knicks not really, but like the Celtics and whatnot. We're used to seeing those big teams, the Warriors. We're used to seeing these huge teams in the playoffs and fighting for a chip. We're used to seeing huge teams with players that we know for a long time: LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. We can go tit for tat all of them. We're used to seeing Jokic, all of them. We're used to seeing all those players, but to see two small market teams, which I can get. Let me put that to a side real quick.
All right.
I love the fact that when you brought up the fans part, win or loss. Let's take the finals out. Let's say let's just forget that the Thunder won. It's not sound biased, but small market teams, the Pacers, the Thunder. You could throw in the Nuggets, because they're not small market. I wouldn't even say small market, but just the Pacers, the Thunder, the Nuggets. You could say the Warriors. You could say the Rockets. You could definitely say the Heat. They're gonna always rock. The fans are gonna rock the T-shirts. That's a big thing for me. I love the T-shirts that they give the fans. They're gonna come out and it's like a college environment. It is loud.
Exactly.
It's screaming. Fans are in it with the jerseys, the T-shirts. It looks amazing. The whiteouts in Miami, the yellow outs in Indiana, the Thunder with the blue outs, the whiteouts or the blackouts. The Pacers I meant the Pacers, but the Nuggets will rock the all whites. The Warriors will rock the all yellow. I mean, it's beautiful to watch on television. To see all the fans with the T-shirts at home, that's true home court advantage. The only team that gets an exception on that list is the New York Knicks. Because the New York Knicks fans are crazy enough. And they get the only exception on that list. Only exception. Yeah. I think I'm missing some teams. I know I'm missing some teams, but that's just some teams that come to my head already. But the playoff environment when the Lakers are there, it's like a content celebrity meetup. It's not even more of the fact that the fans are not even in it. It's just a celebrity get together. Let's watch LeBron hoop. And I never really liked that. I never really understood it. And I think a lot of players, a lot of fans didn't like the fact that, first off, the Thunder and the Pacers, two small market teams, it's automatically boring because Tyrese Halliburton, he's overrated. He's terrible. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's a foul merchant. I don't like him. That's they already depicted. But this was probably, as a Thunder fan, was one of the best series I've watched. Maybe since I would say the Heat and the Nuggets series in 2021. Not 2021, 2022. That was a good series. Even the Game 7 series with the Suns and Bucks. I think this series was better than that. But we haven't got a good series since beginning of 2020, 2021, 2022. We haven't had a good series in a little bit. Even then that Warriors series with the Celtics, that series was good too because it was just a whole bunch of trolling. But the trolling in that series was good. But we haven't had a really, really competitive series like that in a while. We've had good series, but we haven't had a competitive series like that in a while. Now, people already wrote this series off before Game 1. When the Thunder already advanced and the Pacers were getting ready to advance, this series was already written off. So I think it was unfairly written off, but it was one of the best series that we've seen. The fans were into it. Every home game, Thunder fans into it. Pacers fans into it. You wouldn't see that really, and that's why I love small market teams, because you won't really see that with a lot of big market teams. You won't see that, and I definitely applaud the fans, and that's why a lot of them thank the fans. They put the fans first, because really enough, if those stadiums weren't having the fan atmosphere they had for a small market team, I don't think the series would have been as live as what it was. The players feed off of the fans' energy. So I give a huge applaud to the fans, and I definitely think this was one of the best series we've seen in a little minute, competitively wise. It was just tough to see Hallie go down. It was just tough to see that part. But other than that, D'Lo, you hit the money on that one. You hit it on that one.
Oh, you too, bro. And also another point too, when you talk about the fans and like the atmosphere and stuff like that, I'm not gonna lie. Indiana and you guys kind of brought back a good moment in my life when it was Dub Nation Oracle Arena. Oracle Arena. That was a legendary arena. It was a legendary. I mean, like the chants. It just. I don't know. When I was watching it, I kind of felt some of that. I mean, even when we won in 22 with the Chase Center, it was loud, but no, it was not as loud. Not as loud as Oracle. Mike Green bangs. Oracle. Bro. Oh my goodness, bro. Like you guys kind of bought some of that, and then even in the pre-games, like when Indiana had the little Rob 49. With the heli, with Halliburton, and then you guys with the Thunder with the little lights coming on, and then oh my God, I ain't gonna lie.
I'm happy they brought back player intros. I'm happy they brought that back. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy they brought that back.
Bro, I'm saying, bro, because I ain't gonna lie, it felt live. And also another thing too is I like how it wasn't no hate. Man, for the longest, it was just look right. Any finals team, I was. Cavs Warriors, hate. It was just hate. Yeah. Like just pure hatred. It wasn't. I feel like that hatred, like between the fan bases, took away from the incredible basketball that was displayed in each Jordan matchup. With you guys in the Pacers, there was no hate. Like yes, you had your team, you had your side, but it wasn't no hate. Man, you had nobody in the media going back and forth with another OKC and the Pacers fan. It wasn't no hate. Yeah, you might dislike the other team because they're going against your favorite team. Yeah. But it was no like silver war, like a war between fan bases. It's like your fan bases understood what every fan, like each fan base been through. Yeah. And it was just, I'm gonna support my team and you gonna support yours. I'm glad it was no, like between what the fan bases, I'm just glad it was no hate. Because I'm not gonna lie, it was refreshing. It was refreshing. Yeah, like his germ, you hop in NBA media or you go to like the meme pages or like, the popular, where people hop online, give their opinions. You hop in those. They will usually be like, oh, yeah, nah, the Pacers fans hate SGA. He's a bum. Or Halliburton, just a weak little boy from, whatever. And OKC fans just hate him. No, even when he did the little game winner, they didn't hate him. Yeah. It was a respectable play. Yeah. They're like, all right, cool. We're going to get him next time. It wasn't no, whole, media discussion talking about Halliburton is banned from OKC. Not trying you didn't see no Pacers fan out of the Knicks when they quite literally almost jumped the dude with just having a Halliburton shirt. Yeah. No, OKC fans was like, all right. Halliburton got better than you game one. All right, we gonna have to see about him game two. Yeah. Because we ain't about to go out like that. Yeah. That's how it was, and I'm just glad it just wasn't because I'm not gonna lie. Even me being a Warriors fan, I was just tired of the little hate the battle with the Cavs and Warriors. Look, the thing between me and Ed, all of that because of that rivalry. I'm past that. You know what I'm saying? It's it was just hate that was brewing because of LeBron Curry. Oh, KD LeBron or Curry Kyrie. Oh, Kyrie mixed Curry. It's just we instead of always comparing the players together. Just appreciate
Yes.
the basketball, the level of basketball that is being displayed on your TV. Because you don't ever know when you're gonna have something like this again.
I agree. I agree.
You know. So yeah, I'm a officially cap it off on that, Jerem. Yeah, no, bro, you made good points about Oklahoma City Thunder, and look, I'm not gonna lie, I am interested in what you guys have to offer next year.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yes, sir. You should
I've
be.
never been more excited.
You should be, bro.
know.
Look, this is the best time to be an Oklahoma City Thunder fan.
I know.
Bro.
I just don't. Everyone that was hating, stay on that side. Don't switch. Don't bandwagon. Don't bandwagon over here. Everybody that was hating on the Thunder, stay on that side. Don't bandwagon. Don't come over here. I think.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited to see what we can do. Like you said, stay healthy. We have a bright future ahead of us. I want to take it. I want to take in this finals.
Right.
But then
right.
July. Let's get back into it.
Let's get back to work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's get back into it. Let's take the rest of June off. Lock it in. July. We need to get. All right. That's old news now. Let's win another one. Let's win another one.
Yes,
But that's gonna be that. But now let's talk into the final discussion before we go into our reactions, which you probably already know what we're about to say. The biggest trade that's happened this offseason with Mr. Kevin Durant, who was a former Thunder, which is now actually going to complete the fifth. He's going to be the fifth player out of that entire Thunder roster with Carmelo Anthony. He now joins Carmelo Anthony, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and who was it? No, it's just them four, and them three. I think it's another person. Who?
Yeah, it was just them three.
Yeah, them three. He now completes the fourth. He's number 4 now.
Yeah, now he's number 4. Yeah.
To go to the Houston Rockets. He's now number 4. He completes the list with Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and he's number 4 to be joining the Houston Rockets.
That's crazy.
Kevin Durant was traded for Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks and a bunch of draft picks to end up with it. D'Lo, personally, there was another trade. Now, we did hear that it came out there was another trade on the board with the Timberwolves, and we did hear that Anthony Edwards wanted to play with Kevin Durant at least one more time in his career after the Olympics run. When they played in the Olympics together, they had a great entire Olympic run together. And there was a trade set from the Timberwolves. It was actually Rudy Gobert and Dante DiVincenzo and Robert Dillingham in a draft pick for Kevin Durant, but they actually declined it and went with the Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, and some draft picks. Personally, I think they should have went for the Timberwolves one, because if we're looking at it right now, the Rockets just finessed probably the best trade they can ever see. The team is young. I mean, you have a young Fred VanVleet, not as young, but is considered young. You have a young Jabari Smith. You have a young Amen Thompson. You have a young, just a young entire team. This team is quite literally not as far-fetched from the Thunder. I mean, Alfred Şengün, young as well. I mean, the only player that's old is Jeff Green. That's the only old player on that team, other than Kevin Durant, will be now Jeff Green. So they're the two unks of the team. The Rockets have finessed probably one of the best trades this offseason, because all they gave up was Jalen Green, who absolutely canned the bucket in the playoffs against the Warriors. Dillon Brooks, he's considered a 3-and-D guard, but he couldn't knock down threes. I mean, he was just more of a defensive player more than actually knocking things down. Phoenix, on the other hand, on this trade, I think is just a moral loss, because now it's Devin Booker and Jalen Green. I mean, who knows how Jalen Green's going to play in Phoenix. Devin Booker, to me, in my case, is held hostage in Phoenix. I mean, yeah, he might like it in Phoenix, but God forbid, he is absolutely held hostage there. I want to see Devin Booker do good things in the league, and which he has. He has. D-Book has done. I don't want to take that away from him. He's now the all-time leading scorer in Phoenix history. But let's see a championship. The last time he saw a run was 2021, and that's the final time he'll ever see one with Phoenix, the way how this looks. So I think if Devin Booker wants to see something, it's time to go, because this team right now doesn't look too good. I mean, Jalen Green, D-Book, and and now Dylan Brooks. And and the bench doesn't even look fried. The bench looks fried as well. I mean, I don't know, D'Lo. This doesn't look like a great trade for the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, look, like when I first looked at it, I was like kind of confused on Phoenix, and because I'm like, yo, what? Like, so you mean to tell me you wanted Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks this whole time? Out of anybody you can got for KD, you got Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks. I mean, look, you know what's the biggest problem I have with this trade, Jeremy? It's not even just this trade alone. It's just what they traded for, who they traded out to get KD in the first place. Bro, like, they gave away Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges.
Yep. They
shipped Chris Paul out the way when he went to the Thunder for like that season. I'm just like, I know there's more people that they got rid of. In draft and draft picks, they got rid of draft picks too. I'm looking here at the Phoenix Suns. I'm like, what in the heck are you guys doing as an organization? Not only that you failed, you guys fans, you're failing Devin Booker.
Yes.
Look.
Yes.
Look, bro, me and you already told everybody before this even happened. We had a segment, I think this was our first episode or second. We said, Phoenix, what are you guys doing? Devin Booker needs to go. KD needs to go.
Oh, not to mention your boys on the team too. Mr. Bradley Beal's still over there. I just remembered.
Yeah, right. The no trade clause of doom. Like I'm like, oh my goodness! I've never seen a team go from like a finals run to potentially making it back again and never even coming close to making it again. I've never seen that before in my life. Like it's as if, like, because look, bro, they had a good coach in Monty Williams. Monty Williams was a good coach. Understand? You know, whatever happened with KD, but that's not his fault.
Fredericksburg legend, by the way.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, he's he's one of the best coaches, like, minds I see, bro. Because look, okay, it's like they lost to Luka in 2022. Yep. That was the season that we were supposed to play them. We were supposed to play the Suns in the Western Conference Finals, but they lost. I'm like, all right, cool. They lost. The Luka and Brunson was on the team at the time. I'm like, oh yeah, I think Porzingis was on that team too. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm like, okay, this team, even though they might have lost, they will be still a contender. This is why they still have their pieces. So I'm like thinking, okay, all right, they lost to Luka. All right, that's just a misstep, right? That's just a hiccup. They will be back, and they will probably be in contention for a championship. But the moment they gave away Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, like all of that, including with draft picks for Kevin Durant, I was like, okay, this is different. Like, yeah, like this is a lot different. I'm like, because they acquired Chris Paul from Oklahoma City, and I'm like, okay, cool, this is different. All for them to have that playoff run against the Nuggets and do jack. They got almost murdered by the Nuggets. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, bro, like, okay, they need another piece, right? I'm like, all right, they got D-Book, they got Chris Paul and KD. I'm like, all right, they need another piece.
Yeah.
These fools and goddamn freaking traded for Bradley Beal, which made no sense because you got another shooting guard next to your starting shooting guard. Like, bro, what is we talking about? Like, all right, I'm not. Look, Devin Booker can play the point. He can play the one. But Devin Booker at that time was not the one. He was one of the best shooting guards in the league at the time. He was one of the best shooting guards in the league. So you get another like scoring shooting guard, and let's be honest. Bradley Beal was a good player, but he really had one good year. Like, he didn't have no consistently good years in him. He had one good year when he averaged 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when he was, like he was battling with Curry. I'm like, all right, cool. But bro, you traded for that contract with a no trade clause, and you thought this was a big three? All for you guys to get swept by Anthony Edwards. Oh my God, they got swept.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jerm, they had it. They had Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, and they got swept. That you can't make it up.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Mind you, this is before the Anthony Edwards little playoff runs.
Mm-hmm.
That was the start.
Mm-hmm.
That series was the start of the Anthony Edwards quote unquote legend killer thing. Like that was the start. And then what? This year they look. They were a top 5 team in the West. That went all the way.
Yep.
They weren't even a playoff team. They weren't even a playoff team, Jerm. And so, and then they try to use like KD as a scapegoat, even though KD did what he was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
It was everybody else that was involved in that team. I'm not saying Devin Booker, but it's the Bradley Bills of that team.
Benched.
Or like
how you no trade clause, but you're benched? Doesn't make sense to me.
That's the part. And then you have, right, I know he's won a championship, but Mike Budenholzer is not taking of a coach no more. It's over for him. It's over. It's over. Like, literally, he tried to tell KD something, bro. KD just tell him, like, bro, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me, bro. Because you're not setting our team for success.
Yeah.
And so they got mad at him because he was vocal about it. I mean, yeah, Kevin Durant could be a little, sometimes I understand that. But look, he's Kevin Durant. He's KD.
Mm-hmm.
He can do that. Like, he's one of the best scorers in the league. So you guys tried to trade him, and then you trade him for this? To me, that's disrespectful. I'm sorry. Jalen Green that averaged. I mean, I knew that one game he had was a fluke, but he had like 9 points every other game besides that.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks is just, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I was surprised Houston didn't keep Dylan Brooks because he's a pest. That's it. Like his energy, that persona he carries with him, that he was kind of like the written leader of that team because of how he carried himself. But like you traded for them two. I mean, I guess the 10th pick, but what are you going to get with that 10th pick? It better be a good 10th pick.
It better be.
It better be a good 10th overall pick, because I don't know, man. I don't know, man, because, look, it's looking bad for them, man. Look, it's like they lost so much for getting KD, and now they're losing. I mean, they just make it... They might as well just get rid of Devin Booker because they're rebuilding.
Yeah.
That's what the signs are aligning with. They're rebuilding.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, what? You got Bradley Beal, putting him at the start. I mean, I don't even know if you want to start him. Like, you paying this man so much money to sit on the bench.
Yeah. And
like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm. No, you can't just trade him away because he has to approve of it.
Oh, my God. Like, yo, they just took so many gambles that it just cost him at the end. Then now Houston. Well, let me talk about Houston. Houston fleeced the Suns. Like, this is highway robbery. Like, you mean to tell me it only took Jalen Green and Dylan? Bro, shoot. I don't know if we negotiated with the Rockets, but shoot. Give away Podziemski. Give away Buddy Hield. Give away, I mean, I love Kuminga, but give away Kuminga.
Yeah.
If that was what it was to get KD, like, that's a fleece. That is a fleece.
100%.
Like, bro, look, this team literally got better by that trade.
Yeah.
Bro. And look, I don't know how they took us to 7, but they took us to 7 and we won. So now we have to, if we will have to play them, I don't know if we're going to play them next year in the playoffs, but look, they got a scoring, that's what they were missing, someone that can just give them a bucket when they needed it the most.
They missed that. And he gets a 3-point shooter, an actual 3-point shooter.
An actual 3-point shooter, consistent shooter. That's what they... Fred was that team. Was that guy last year?
Breaking.
Fred, I feel like Fred. Yeah, I feel like Fred VanVleet still got a little bit left in him. Like, that scoring. But look, if we can have a Kevin Durant, it makes everybody's job easier. Even Segun. Segun's able to go work the post more. It's a stretch.
Yep.
Amin Thompson's going to have better lanes to go through whenever he slashes, you know? And then they have size. Like, they actually have size. Like, they had size before, but when you add in a 6'9" or 7-footer, like a 7-footer to your team, bro, you got size on defense, and nobody's going to be one to go into the paint, especially when you have Amin, Segun, and KD.
Yeah.
At the front court, man, bro, I ain't gonna lie. And then if they can develop Reed Shepherd and them guys on the bench, yo, I ain't gonna lie. The Rockets, I'm not gonna put them. I'm not gonna put them high up there yet because they still got to show me more. You know, they were first round exits. I know they got Kevin Durant, but they were still first round exits. That team got a lot to work on.
Yeah.
Their coach, really good coach. He led the Celtics to the finals in 2022. And I mean, look, if they can be consistent and things could be aligned, they could be a top tier team in the West. It just depends on how KD's going to fit with that system and how, you know, the Rockets go about, you know, the roster management and stuff like that. Because, I mean, look, as it looks right now, the Rockets won that trade. They won that trade. Phoenix, it looks like Phoenix is a rebuilding team, and then the Rockets are going to be the team that's either, because they were second seed last year. People forget about it. Like, they were the second seed last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, they could probably make it to the second seed again this year. I mean, the next year. Or, I mean, the West is going to be a lot different. So, I don't know if they're going to maintain that second seed. But they have the possibility to maintain that second seed. It's just, I don't know. The Suns just ruined that window that they had of being contenders. At this point, if I was the Suns, I would say get rid of Devin Booker. Let Devin Booker seek out somewhere else. I don't know what team Devin Booker would fit on as of right now because of just how, like, it's so many shit. Even right now, you got Anthony Simons going to the Celtics, Jrue Holiday going to the Portland Trailblazers. It's just, you know, everybody's on the move, so I don't necessarily know what's a good, possibly, like, good destination for him. But I want the Devin Booker from 2021 to come back, but a lot better.
Yeah.
Because he is a lot better. It's just he can't show it on this team.
Yeah.
He can't because the organization failed him. Not once, twice. His first run, they had him on the bench in the beginning. He was a bench player. Then they brought him up, had the 73-point game. Then, you know, they weren't getting nobody. Then they finally, you know what I'm saying? They finally acquired Chris Paul to help his game. They went to a finals. They got Mikal Bridges. They got Cam Johnson. They had DeAndre Ayton. Like, they had built a team for him. And guess what? Every single last one of them guys that they built for him, they got rid of in the next 2 years after that championship. And that's when they failed them again. And then they gave him Kevin Durant. They gave him Kevin Durant and didn't give him a center. They didn't get, and actually actually they did have Ayton, but they didn't give Ayton another chance to redeem himself. So that is on them. They got rid of everything that made them good, and now they're suffering from it. Look, they got Bol on the bench. Get rid of him too if you ain't gonna play him.
The bench is terrible. They have probably the worst depth of all time in the league right now. They have the worst depth.
The only bench player they have is maybe Bobo or Grayson Allen. I mean, look, you're not even using he had the highest 3-point percentage in the league last year. Like, what do we like? I'm just so frustrated how these organizations can sit here and like trade people or keep people hostage. It's their fault why they're not successful.
I agree.
You see Oklahoma City Thunder? That could have been them.
Mm-hmm.
That literally could have been them. Look, Oklahoma City Thunder didn't have a Kevin Durant come by.
Yeah.
No, they built their team. Everything that made them good, they kept it. Last year, they didn't get rid of J Dubs. No, they didn't get rid of Chad. They didn't get rid of nobody. Suns, after they lost, they said, "Oh yeah,
Yeah, time to just get rid of everybody."
No, yeah. I'm like, bro. Look, I'm going crazy. I don't know why. Look, they had so many opportunities to get a team and win the NBA Finals, and every single time they and I mean, okay, you can say Devin Booker and KD kind of underperform against Ant. But y'all didn't give him no bench.
No, none whatsoever.
No type of bench at all. The moment that they get subbed out, it's over with.
Yep.
It's over with.
Mm-hmm.
It's over with. So I'm just like, yo, you got rid of Kevin Durant for what price? Another rebuild? Another rebuild?
And who knows how long this rebuild would be? No, time can only tell.
Because, bro, the Suns been look. It falls back because I'm looking at the history of the Suns right now. They can't begin. I think no. ESPN, Fox, whoever is networking NBA, they need to talk about this. We need to talk about the history of the Phoenix Suns organization right now.
Mm-hmm.
No, because I'm serious. They had Steve Nash, Joe Johnson, Sean Marion. They had all them guys. Amari Stoudemire. They had all of these guys. Trust me, I know the West was stacked with the Spurs, Lakers, Mavericks, OKC. I understand that. But you had the two-time league MVP and Steve Nash, and you failed to go to the finals at all. Like, they never went to the finals. They failed to make it to the finals with Steve Nash. And so guess what they did? They cleaned house. They got rid of everything that made them good. And so Steve Nash went on the decline, and they traded Steve Nash, and then what? They acquired Eric Bledsoe and all these different other guys, and then they drafted Devin Booker. And then when they drafted Devin Booker was kind of lucky because not Devin Booker was kind of lucky, but them acquiring Devin Booker was lucky because he fell out the lottery, even though Devin Booker didn't need to be out the lottery. Like, they just so happened to get him because everybody else was dumb enough to pass up on Devin Booker.
Mm-hmm.
So you acquire him to basically act like as if he wasn't no hooper. And what, you had Eric Bledsoe, PJ Tucker, the Morrison twins. And like I said, with the team that they built for him, they failed them twice.
Yep.
So, I think the Suns need to kind of be put on the spot because they didn't just fail Steve Nash, they failed Devin Booker because every time when they was trying their absolute best to get that team at least to the finals or win it, they failed them. And even if Devin Booker, underperforming those finals, that was his first finals. You don't get rid of a core team like that. Not like that. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
And look, the contracts weren't even that high either. You had all these guys and this is when they had the little tax thing. The tax thing, they didn't acquire that yet. So you had salary cap and all that, and you got rid of everybody. So now you guys are suffering from it, and I hope you guys do suffer from it. You guys did a lesson. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The Phoenix Suns, Jeremy, they look. I'm tired of this. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was rooting for them to make it back. I mean, obviously, don't beat us. No, you ain't making it back with the Warriors. But if we don't go, or a team that I'm not rooting for don't go, look, I wanted Giannis to win in 2021. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm a Giannis fan. But Devin Booker, I'm a Devin Booker fan too. But I'm thinking that he gonna make it back. He's like, it's that video of him like having his jersey like this. He's like, damn. Taking his head because he might not ever see the finals again with this damn organization. So I'm like, yo, get rid of Devin Booker because we can see how he did it in the Olympics, how he played in the Olympics when he was starting. He was a good player. He was playmaking.
Yeah.
He didn't need to score all the time. So he has that in him. Let him Go to a team where he can show all his skills or have a chance to win a finals. Because I'm not gonna lie, Jeremy, I'm tired of the Suns. And then the Houston Rockets, fair play to them. Fair play to them. I know, like, look, I still think the Timberwolves should have. The Timberwolves one should have went through. I'm not gonna lie. Suns would have probably had a better chance of getting more from that than whatever they got from the Rockets.
Yeah.
But still, yeah. No, I'm done with the Suns organization and the Rockets. Fair play to them. Look. It's gonna be hard for them to make it out the West now. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Because look, you have OKC at the mountaintop right now, and you have teams like the Mavericks with the #1 pick and stuff like that, and you got the Nuggets still around. So you still got teams out there, man. So look, I'm happy for them to have Kevin Durant. He's an amazing player, a future Hall of Famer, 2-time NBA champion and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys got to figure it out, so you guys can, be competitive. Because this West is going to be tougher. So, but good move by the Rockets. I like the move and stuff like that. They just will have to. I feel like whenever the season starts, they would just have to. They would just have to figure out how KD fits in that system and how they're going to use him. And also another thing too. Why do they keep trying to take Oklahoma City Thunder players? like the only one that worked out for him was James Harden. This is kind of I'm not saying it is, but it's just kind of reminiscing of the Carmelo one.
Yeah.
Remember when everybody was like, "Oh my God, the Houston Rockets got Carmelo. They can beat the Golden State Warriors."
Yeah, I remember.
Like, bro, he only played but 10 games on that team.
Nah, Jerm remembers.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying. I'm not saying Kevin Durant's going to be how Carmelo was when he was on the Rockets. I'm just saying, stop taking away Oklahoma City Thunder players. Because to be honest with you, the only one that had a long run was James Harden, and they just got lucky because James Harden was just one of them guys, and OKC didn't have enough money to pay for him. Or if they did, they didn't want to pay that much salary for James Harden when they had Russ and KD. But yeah, Russ for 1 year, how that worked out for him.
They didn't do well, and it was not good.
It was not good at all. Carmelo, how that work out for him?
Not good
at all. They were trying to get George from you guys too, but look. Y'all made a better deal because look at what you guys doing now.
No, I remember.
All I'm saying is the Rockets. Look, y'all are literally just picking up OKC scraps like all over the place. So, but yeah, I think that was a fair play for him.
I agree.
I'm done with my rant. I'm sorry. I just had to go on the Suns like that.
Well, I hope we got to go on a whole other rant.
All right, bet.
Our final topic on today's podcast is none other than the hometown team, the Washington Wizards. It was just said the other day. I was scrolling on my phone, and I was in my room, and I find a notification saying Jordan Poole has been traded away from the Washington Wizards for CJ McCollum and Kelly Oubre and some draft picks. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys didn't know, if you guys are new to the page and whatnot, Jordan Poole is the love D'Lo and I share for Jordan Poole is something that's needs to be studied because we've been saying for a while Jordan Poole is the franchise cornerstone of the Washington Wizards. Last season or 2 seasons ago, he played his first year in Washington. It was not his best season ever. Obviously he wasn't playing his best. First time having the keys to the team. But this past season, he has improved a lot. He broke the 3-point record. What was it? The in-game 3-point record or something like that for the Washington Wizards. He led the team, developed this team, and he was the leader of the Washington Wizards. And they brought in some guys as Marcus Smart and Chris Middleton. Let me get into that real quick. Getting rid of Kyle Kuzma was amazing. Yes, I love the getting rid of Kyle Kuzma. I've been saying it's time to get rid of Kyle Kuzma. But for Chris Middleton and Marcus Smart, yes, Marcus Smart is a great player. I love Marcus Smart. Well, they got Marcus Smart off of a different trade, but Chris Middleton and I forgot to do his name, but bringing in Marcus Smart, bringing in Chris Middleton was great. I mean, Marcus Smart, a great leader. Chris Middleton, iffy about. And you're going to be giving this guy, well, he has a player op, which he did accept, and now it's more money into Chris Middleton, who he only averaged a little over 10 points, maybe under 10. So that was I don't like that. I don't like that part of the deal, personally.
All right.
Now, getting into the Jordan Poole part. Jordan Poole is your franchise player. Let's get this straight. He's your franchise player. He's the player that is marketable for this Wizards team because this Wizards team doesn't sell home home games. Let me tell you, Wizards fans, like we said before in the podcast, they're not coming, the Capital One, they're not coming for the Washington Wizards. When they play in Capital One, they're not coming for the Washington Wizards. They're coming for the opposing team. They're coming to see LeBron. They're coming to see Steph Curry. They're coming to see Zion. I wouldn't say Zion Williamson. They're coming to see Jalen Brunson. They're coming to see SGA. They're coming to see Cade Cunningham. They're not coming to see the Washington Wizards. There's probably 20%, less than 20% they're seeing the Washington Wizards. And that's a fact. They're wanting to see the other team. Jordan Poole was your marketable standpoint. You know what he did for the entire youth for the Wizards? He was in it with the youth. He was in it for the culture of the city was resting upon Jordan Poole. Now you get rid of your franchise player who you were going to build upon. He is young, very young, and easy to develop. You give him away for C.J. McCollum and Kelly Olynyk, which, first off, those two are out of their heyday prime. C.J. McCollum's prime is not the same as when he was in his early days with the Pelicans, in his early days with the Trailblazers. Kelly Olynyk, I can't remember the last time he was in his prime. I can't. So now you come from this team who was such a young team with Jordan Poole, Bub Carrington, Bilal Coulibaly, Alex Sarr, Chris Middleton, and Marcus Smart. A mostly young team has now turned into the oldest team in the league, which is now a retirement home. This team starting lineup will be looking, this is the team that you have is C.J. McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, Alex Sarr, Bilal Coulibaly, Keshawn George, Bub Carrington, Chris Middleton, Marcus Smart, Corey Kispert. This team's not winning more than 25 games. Sorry to tell you this. This is another, and whatever they pick this year in the draft, it's not going to help them win more than 30 games. That's respectfully being said. Maybe you have the veteran core. Yes, you have more vets on the team. Doesn't mean you can compete with teams who have younger players that are already experienced. These vets are going to get ran out of the league. Yes, you have experience, but it will not compete with teams like the Bucks. Will not compete with teams like the Celtics. Will not compete with a defensive team like the Orlando Magic. Will not compete with the Miami Heat. Will not compete with the Cavaliers. It's not a 20. It's less than 25, and that's minimum, maybe even maximum. You're not seeing more than 25 games won by the Wizards. And the Pelicans got the easiest trade of their life. Jordan Poole and Zion Williamson sounds really great on paper, and it sounds actually really great on paper. But Zion still on that can't play back-to-back streak, can't play back-to-back games. So it's really Jordan Poole basically is kind of still in the same situation as what he was with the Wizards, still on a team that is still rebuilding. But C.J. McCollum and Kelly Oubre are basically just been banished to hell. They've been sent to hell. They went from semi-good to now a team that's never going to make it out of the East. No 25 wins. Less than 25. Season tickets will be very cheap this year. Very cheap.
Bro, oh my god, yo, Jim, you just hit all the right spots, bro. I ain't gonna lie, like,
thank you.
No, like for real, like, no, dead ass, like, you told everybody that was needed to be heard. Now, I'm not even gonna lie, hold on, bro, I just can't fathom, like now it's not like now it's like hitting me that the same mistake we did the Wizards did the same thing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
I forgot that happened. That y'all did the same thing. Mm-hmm.
If we did the same thing, I'm like, bro, I can't, bro. Yo, I understand the kid, like, bro. He's first of all, he's young. I understand sometimes he has his inconsistency, but that's every NBA player. You gotta let him. You gotta give him time. He's still young. He's only what in his fourth or fifth year in the league. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like he's a vet or like eight. Bro, he's been 8 years. Bro, he's young. He's young. And bro, what was Keyshawn George and Bub talk about? Like their last interview, they was like, "Yeah, bro, we ain't young. We a young team, bro. We on the rise." Well, yeah. And you got rid of the leader of that. Like, bro, that wouldn't have happened if Jordan Poole wasn't the one igniting. Like Keyshawn, I'm not gonna lie. I knew Keyshawn was gonna be like that. I knew Bub was gonna be like that.
Mm-hmm.
But who was the one that was the motor of that team last year? Jordan Poole. Who was the one that was almost an all-star, averaging like what 20, like 23, 25 plus a game? Jordan
Poole.
Poole. Who was the one that was over here upsetting high caliber teams in that little 20 win like night that little whatever win they had like season? Who was the one that was upsetting and the one that was leading the team in scoring and doing all that stuff? Jordan Poole. Look, bro, Jeremy, the last three trades these dudes did was trading a young player for somebody who belongs in the retirement home. Like Chris Middleton got for Kyle Kuzma, right? Chris Middleton, right?
Mm-hmm.
CJ McCollum. I mean, they acquired Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is all right, but he's older now.
Yeah, not the same like how he was in Boston.
Exactly. Oh, who was that Bradley Beal trade for? Chris Paul. I mean, like, even though Chris Paul didn't play, you're still trading Bradley Beal for Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Aging Chris Paul. Bradley Beal. The guy that you paid an extension that exact year you got rid of him. You traded him for Chris Paul. Like, I'm trying to understand what in the hell is this like, bro, it's not even there's no like what are they looking at? Like what's going on? Like we got all this draft capital, Danny Avia, bro, he's over there hooping in Portland. Now you got rid of him. Like what like what, Jordan Poole. Me and you was blessed to see, him play in Washington. He did his thing. In the game I went to go see him, he dropped like 20 plus. He was hooping against him and Harden was going tit for tat. Bro, the dude is a hooper, bro. I just feel like 2 years of Jordan Poole for the Wizards. It's just a missed opportunity. Like, look, you guys effed up on the draft, and now Jordan Poole's got to be the one to pay for it. Look, okay, Bub, Keyshawn, and all these other draft picks they had that are there, except for Kispert. Kispert needs to step. I don't mess with Kispert. He's been. I don't know what's wrong with him. But everybody else, they were good draft picks, but the ones that they had, like Alex Sarr, he's been doing good. I hope he does better next year. I'm low-key giving him a pass. Because I ain't gonna lie, the beginning of the year last year, in the half part, that dude was playing like absolute trash. It was until the last 2 months where he became like rookie of the month. I'm like, okay, now we doing something. But like the Johnny Davis, what happened to Johnny Davis?
Bust.
What happened? Bust.
Mm-hmm.
Like bust. And look, the draft is happening right now, and I'm telling you, if you guys draft somebody trash, y'all, I'm not giving you guys any, like, it's over with. I'm not giving you guys no more passes.
Yeah.
Because ever since y'all got rid of John Wall, this franchise has been in a downward spiral.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we can't even make it to the playoffs no more. Like, No one wants to go to DC. No one wants to go to DC and play. Like, when was the last time we acquired a free agent that was in his prime? I don't remember the last free agent that I can recall, like that really made an impact was Gilbert Arenas. But that's like 2007, bro.
That's a minute ago.
That's a minute ago, bro. Jeremy, I was still in diapers when the dude got acquired. So I'm just like, bro, where is it gonna take, bro? Like, look, like you said, you went to the Wizards game, not before the Wizards. Went to go see your team.
OKC, baby.
A little picture to do an SGA. Like, my boy had a blast. Forget the Wizards.
Ain't nobody care about the Wizards.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, my boy got a picture with SGA. You know, watch the team hoop. He had like 35. I think he had like 40 that game, maybe. He was going crazy.
He was sitting at the third quarter. They took him out. That's how good he was playing. They were up by that. He was sitting on the bench like these, just with the guy. He wasn't even playing. He was sitting on the bench. We watched Kendrick Williams hoop for 30 minutes. Fried them.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. And it's like, look, and I forget about Valanciunas now. They got rid of Valanciunas, man. Like, the
Wizards' mistakes. The Wizards' mistakes.
Like, yeah, I'm just like, bro. I'm like, yo, what is wrong? Like, what is the? I low key wants to be. I want to be part of the executive decision, like the management when they make these trades. I need to see like
what they're seeing.
Like I need to see what the future or what they try and like. You know,
I want to know too.
I need to see it.
I want to know.
Right, because Jerm, bro. Literally, we had a whole segment talking about how they can redo this franchise. So the fans, because look, it's not like DC don't have, bro. DC, not even just DC, Maryland, and Virginia have a good fan base. Because look at the Commanders. Look at the FedEx Field. It was sold out. The FedEx Field was sold out because of what? Because they acquired Jaden Daniels and they got the team good. And now they just got Deebo Samuel from the 49ers to be on that team. So now that team has the potential to be better. And that's why their fans, look, that's why their fans are happy for this year. And I bet you there's a lot of season ticket holders over there in the FedEx Field. And they were excited to see Jaden Daniels ball, and they excited to see the Washington Commanders potentially make it back to the NFC Championship. That's where they ended up over one season. One season they did that. And you know what, Jerm? The Wizards are not going to be the only team in DC because the Washington Commanders are moving back to DC.
Yep.
So like, they making moves. Now, what the hell is going on with you guys? You guys, look, the Commanders weren't making it to the playoffs. Y'all were making it to the playoffs during the 2010s. Got rid of John Wall. And, like, look, Jim, I could see if we were in the we're in the Eastern Conference. Look at the Indiana Pacers. All they had to do was acquire Tyrese Halliburton from the Kings. Do that. Keep your Miles Turner. Draft Mathurin. You know what I'm saying? Draft Aaron Neesmith. And look how they went to the finals. Now, the Wizards. You telling me there's not one young key asset that on any of these teams? Actually, no. You guys did do it. You guys took Jordan Poole from us. You took him from us. You got it from us. And you guys, on the way, because I'm not going to lie, I kind of see what they were doing. They got Alex Sarr, they got Keyshawn, they got Bub. You know what I'm saying? They started getting people. You know, Kuzma was still on the team, even though he's trash, but Kuzma was on the team. But then they got rid of all of that.
Yep.
So what's the point of getting Jordan Poole in the first place if you weren't going to make him your franchise player? That's all I'm saying, John.
I agree.
It hates me being a Washingtonian, being from DC. Man, me being a Warriors fan doesn't stem from just them just being trash. It was just a culture like that organization had with them that made me a more of a bigger fan. They look. This is before Curry was a star. They stuck with Curry. Curry was going through ankle injuries. He wasn't even the best player on the Warriors yet. It was Monte Ellis. We got rid of Monte Ellis. We drafted Klay Thompson, drafted Draymond Green. We developed them, and we became a dynasty. The Wizards literally have all these top 10 picks, Jeremy, top 15 lottery picks. They have all these draft capital. Plus Jordan Poole, they had Bradley Beal, and they failed to build. Instead of building, they draft. They don't want to develop the guy, and they get rid of them. And the Wizards are with a worse season or worse team that they had before. Mm-hmm. And it's getting ridiculous. I'm not even gonna lie, bro.
I think the last time we seen the Wizards have a season where they could have a deep run when a healthy John Wall, healthy Bradley Beal was playing and they were hooping together. And that was way back when long time ago. I surely agree that the Wizards did this to themselves. The front office did it to themselves. I don't blame not one player. I don't put no blame on no player because they never gotten to that point where that player is the reason why. There has been a list. We could do a whole episode of a list of every single thing the Wizards done wrong since the beginning of the franchise. But to me, this is where I say I draw the line at. Because first off, you bring up Deni Avdija, great point. Because that draft class of Deni Avdija, they passed up on the most overrated player in the league right now. The dude who just took his team to the finals, had the best run in his playoff career, Tyrese Halliburton. They passed up on Tyrese to get Deni Avdija, who does not play for the Wizards anymore. Got traded for a bag of chips. Then let's take it back to 2011 when they had a chance to draft Kawhi Leonard, Kemba Walker, Klay Thompson, other people in that 2011 draft that was deep, but they decided to go with Jan Vesley, or however you say his name. It doesn't matter on how you say his name, because all he did was play 3 years in the league before he left. He was a complete bust in the league. Then let's go back into 2014, 2015, when the Wizards decided to go all in for a Paul Pierce, an aging Paul Pierce. This is not Paul Pierce in his prime when bro was hooping with the Boston Celtics, when he was taking his team when he was a part of those championship run teams. No, this was an aging Paul Pierce where, you got that one good shot in the playoffs against the Hawks where he hit the game winner. That's all you got from him. I mean, that's the only time I can really think Paul Pierce made a big impact for the Wizards. I mean, yes, we could talk contracts too. I mean, the John Wall contract, we knew he was injured. They still gave him a max deal. There's a lot of politics with that. But one thing I know for sure who shouldn't have got a max contract was Otto Porter. Yes, he's good. Yes, Otto Porter was good, but why are we giving Otto Porter Jr. a max contract? This brother's not on Kevin Durant's level. This brother's not on LeBron's level. This brother's not on Steph Curry level, none of that. Why does he deserve a max contract? That's where you lose me right there. And then the trade for Russell Westbrook. You traded Russell Westbrook for nobody. You traded Rui Hachimura for nobody. Rui Hachimura is a solid player. Look how he's playing in the Lakers. He's playing, he might have developed, but he's playing the same kind of way he was playing for the Wizards. You traded him for literally nothing. You traded him for Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn does not play for the team anymore. All these trades the Wizards have done, they see, it's the same thing with the Phoenix Suns. They see 1 year not really working, you're gone. And it's and you're trading for people who are not going to help the team whatsoever. I mean, you traded Bradley Beal for Chris Paul and Landry Shamet, where Landry Shamet played 1 or 2 years with the team. He's not here no more. Chris Paul didn't even play a single minute with us. And it's just a spiraling circle of the Wizards are always stuck in do we want to tank this season or do we want to contend? And it's usually beginning of the season, they're like, yeah, we're going to contend. Let's do this. Our team is the best team in the league. We have a chance to come out the East, maybe make the play-in. We have a chance to make it to the play-in, maybe playoffs. No. And then mid-season, once they haven't even won 5 games, it's tank. And now we're starting to make trades. And there's been no lottery picks. You can't get a lottery pick when you're trying to trade. No playoff success. There's no identity in Washington. There's just literally nothing. Washington Wizards are a joke. They're the joke of the league. And Jordan Poole was the savior. He was the guy that bring it to you. Now it's basically you get sent to the Wizards, you're being banished to hell.
Yeah.
You're being banished. It's like you're being sent to jail. It's hell going to Washington.
Yeah.
You're like it's like a death sentence to be going to the Washington Wizards. Yes, you're being traded to the Wizards. I don't want to play for the league no more. The Wizards, no, it's not cool to play for the Washington Wizards. It's not fun. It's the worst thing ever. And I surely believe enough the fact that it's a retirement home now. Nobody wants to play for this team. You have Chris Middleton, Kelly Olynyk, Marcus Smart, CJ McCollum, and this team's not winning more than 25 games. Straight up like that. There's no lack of investment in the player development. I hope they invest in Bub Carrington, Alex Sarr, and Keyshawn George. And only time will tell with this team, man. Only time will tell.
Yeah, bro. Because I mean, like John Wall, Gilbert, and I ain't gonna lie, Russ was hooping that one year. Like, I think he had a triple-double. But the fact that, I ain't gonna lie, they shouldn't even came close. They should have came close to even, did they make the playoffs that year? I don't know. But they were, like,
I think playing.
That was the year that, play-in. That's when Brad had that season where he just went crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm just like disappointed because you see every team, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have that one franchise player. We don't have that, and that's because of the organization.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, all right, you gave away John Wall for Russ. Not saying that Russ is good. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, like, you're not keeping the guy long term, like, at all, and that falls on you, like the organization. I mean, you go to Capital One, bro. I feel like people show up more to Capitals games than Wizards games. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Like, they're contending. They're in the playoffs, even though they probably haven't been in the Stanley Cup in a while. But look, they've been in the playoffs. They have Ovechkin. Ovechkin is the greatest of all time. The Caps know that. The Caps are going to keep Ovechkin. The Wizards, they don't. It's like, even with Gilbert, the way how he went out was so bad. Like, as if the guy didn't carry the Wizards all them years. Got rid of him in the Magic, and, like, obviously his career went to, shit. But then John Wall, he got hurt. And that's you guys' fault for giving him a max contract while hurt. He was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, John Wall is one of the best point guards. Like, skills. I'm just talking about
100%.
skills. I'm not talking about accomplishments. Nah, he is not one of the best point guards of all time. But I'm talking about as far as skills, the speed, playmaking, his ability to get to the rim. Oh my goodness. From John Wall, no one was really messing with him, bro. You had Otto Porter, bro. He's not a top 10. He was never a top 10 small forward in the league, bro.
Never.
He was just a guy that can hit a three. He was a small forward that can hit a three. Yeah, eventually he won a championship, but he had to come over here to us to win it.
Barely played minutes.
Played minutes. But I'm just saying, like, Jeremy, right? And one guy we've been missing out is Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre,
the guy he played,
was actually a good, bro, he was a rookie second-year player. And I'm not saying Kelly Oubre is, but, bro, his hustle, that, how he plays, it played well with the Wizards, bro. And I feel like if they would have kept him, look, it's like you said, it's just been a cycle because they got rid of him. He's only been bro. They drafted the guy. He played 2 years there, got rid of him. I don't know. It's like, what's the point of even drafting the dude? Like, are you guys actually using the draft? Like, that's the question I have. I'm glad that me and you are, kind of keeping this organization on their tiptoes because I'm being dead ass. I'm tired of people. I even see in random comment sections like these guys from damn near California or Chicago or some Midwest, like they all talking terrible on the Wizards. Like, oh yeah, play the Wizards. Yeah, that's an easy night in the office. Like, I hate to see that, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, I'm just like, bro, y'all are using the draft, but not to y'all advantage. It's like y'all wasting, and then also they're wasting all these guys' careers. Yes, it's the NBA. Yes, this is professional basketball. But you look at the landscape of all these teams. Like, look, even you guys have players that ain't even fully developed yet and on the bench. Like Kaysen is cool. Kaysen Wallace, he good,
Mm-hmm.
but he ain't there yet.
Yeah, not there
He
yet.
still got some developing to get to. You don't just trade away because he's not like what superstar yet. You have to develop players in the league, yo. And the
Mm-hmm.
Wizards, y'all are in no place to get rid of anybody because y'all haven't won shit since the '70s, bro. That one championship, yep, it's collecting dust. It's a lot of dust. It's a lot of dust on it. Look, I look at the Raptors. Oh, Capitals, Stanley Cup Final 2018. Oh, I don't see anything with the Wizards. I don't see with the Wizards. Oh, jersey retirement. The last one I see is Wes Unseld. What happened to Gilbert? Gilbert's not a legend, or Gilbert's not like one of them ones
Mm-hmm.
with the Wizards, or John Wall when he made an appearance in the Capital One Arena. Oh, you could just put him like a one little tribute. No, hell no. He needs his jersey retired. He needs his own little section of John Wall. We need John Wall area in the Capital One. We need more John Wall. We need to see image or same because I mean, yo, this guy held it down for this damn freaking franchise, bro. And I'm just saying, bro, I just get tired of them just wasting people's careers and wasting the fans' time, bro. Like, bro, what's the point of being a fan, wasting all this money to get to the game, just knowing that your team has no possibility of making to the playoffs, let alone the NBA Finals. You know what's crazy? It's the East, bro. Since Anthony's here right now, bro, them niggas lost LeBron twice. They lost LeBron twice. And yes, Anthony Bennett was a bust. I understand that.
The biggest
Yeah,
bust. Oh
the
my
biggest
god.
bust, right? Right. But they got Kyrie. They still had Kyrie, and they still was able to draft Andrew Wiggins, trade him for Kevin Love. And look, they won a 2016 NBA championship. And even LeBron leaving, right? That same year, I know LeBron carried, but look, they still went to the NBA. They went to the NBA championship.
Mm-hmm.
Look, and look, Cleveland has. Well, look at Cleveland compared to Washington D.C. That's what I'm trying to get at. And look, when they had their draft picks, they actually took them to their advantage. Like Darius Garland. I'm not gonna lie. Darius Garland, at first, people used to call him inconsistent. People had Colin Sexton over Darius Garland. But now look at him. He's an all-star.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree. He still needs some stuff to work on. But he's an NBA all-star. He still is one of the key players on their team. He is a franchise player. Look, they went to go get Donovan Mitchell, and they kept him. They kept Donovan Mitchell. They were the number one seed in the East. Look, they went to go get Daniil Hunter. I mean,
DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, DeAndre Hunter. I'm thinking about the daggone freaking Houston Texans. My bad, DeAndre Hunter. Yeah, but they had Isaac Okoro. Even though he has been underperforming, he still's a good bench player on the bench. Like for him to be out there and play defense. I'm just saying, Cleveland built their team from the ground up when LeBron left. They literally had LeBron leave. They didn't trade him. He just left. And they were able to create a number one seed after that. Now, what the hell the Wizards have as an excuse for them to, when they literally they didn't lose nobody. They got rid of somebody. They're getting people from losing their key player and they're still bad. They're still bottom of the East. So I don't understand. The East Conference sucks compared to the West. Compared to the West. Not saying the Cavs are a contending team. The Celtics, when healthy, are a contending team. The Indiana Pacers are a contending team. Don't get me wrong, but they had nothing against, like, nothing on the West. And you're on the weaker conference and you still can't make the playoffs? There's got to be a reality check on these GMs, yo. I'm sorry. If this is a money thing, yo, the money, bro. Y'all done made too much money from all these fans, wasting all their money watching you guys put on pathetic performances. You know, obviously some of them went to go see their favorite players, or so what? You should make it to where players want to see the team. Like, the team play, not, their favorite players. So, yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, there's got to be a reality check with this team, because I'm not going to lie. I'm getting tired of it. I feel like, it's in the nation's capital. You have all this money. Like, you got to do something with it. But trading away all the, players that make your team good that season, it's not going to do anything. And plus, you guys are trading them for nothing. So what's the point of trading them? You might as well just keep them. You know what I'm saying? Washed up CJ McCollum, bro. He spent his whole career being the number 2 behind Damian Lillard. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like Kelly, what you said, Kelly Olynyk? Bro, the last time he was relevant is when he dislocated Kevin Love's shoulder in the Eastern Conference Finals, or the second round of the playoffs in 2015. That's the last time he was relevant. Mm-hmm. Or when Kelly Oubre punched him on the ground and almost beat him up. That was the last time I heard of Kelly Olynyk. Look, bro, the whole Wizards team right now looking like the daggone 2016 Boston Celtics. Like literally, now that I say it, they got almost every starter that played on that team. They had Isaiah Thomas, they had Kelly Olynyk, they had Marcus Smart. Like, bro, what are we doing? Like, bro, what are we doing here, bro? Like, yo, all these Chris Middleton averaging under 10 points a game. Like, I'm sorry, Jeremy. I'm just getting tired of this franchise always having excuses. Always drafting, always having these top tier. Probably they deserve a top 5 pick this year. But look, I can see why they didn't give it to them, because they ain't using it to their advantage. So, yeah,
it's a retirement. Yeah, it's a retirement home. I mean, this is ridiculous of what the Washington Wizards have done for the franchise. First off, I mean, it's a recurring pattern that we've been seeing for the last 20 years. I mean, first off, like you said, the Wizards chase short-term goals. They chase this short-term they have a short-term mentality of, hey, yo, this not working. Let's switch it up right now. It's no developing where you see from any other team like you just mentioned, where we see teams where they develop players and they stick to that. They stick to it just a little bit. They give it a few years before they make a move and say, yo, this is not working. But the fact that right now we're going for people who are out of their prime, that's what just gets me. I get we're going to get rid of Kyle Kuzma. Yes, get rid of Kyle Kuzma. He is the cancer of the team. Kyle Kuzma, first off, he didn't want to be in D.C. Doesn't want to be in D.C. But he is ruining your team, your franchise. That is a given fact. But to trade him for Chris Middleton, who hasn't been great since his injury, even after his finals run, has not been good. You traded for him, okay, but then now you're going to have to deal with his player op, which is $100 million. So now you're fried on contract-wise.
Right.
Then, Marcus Smart, okay, leadership, get it. Now you acquire CJ McCollum, like you said, number 2 option his entire career. Never been the number 1. He's now going to have to be the number 1 now. This is his team. Now, and then you get Kelly Olynyk, who we haven't even heard of Kelly Olynyk in a while. So now this team has turned into a retirement home. The Wizards, short term, what are you going to do now that you got all these players? You can't just get rid of them because these dudes' trade stock ain't going to be nothing. So now you traded Jordan Poole for completely nothing, and this is now a recurring cycle because you can't trade these guys. Now you're going to have to go into your youth crew, which your youth and Bub Carrington, Keyshawn George, Alex Sarr, which you just spent you had the second pick in the draft on Alex Sarr. You can't trade him, then that's just a waste of a second round pick. I mean, a second pick in the first round. it's just a recurring process, and they put themselves in these predicament every single time. I mean, you gotta stop chasing short-term goals if you're the Wizards. That gotta stop immediately. You gotta have it take time. And right now, you can't do nothing because you're screwed. Because now you have these old guys. You overpay. You gotta stop overpaying people. That gotta be another thing. You're ruining cap space. You're ruining people from signing. And then secondly, drafting poorly. You haven't had a good draft in when? The Wizards have not had a great draft in so long. I mean, yes, Alex Sarr kind of turned it up in the second half of the season, but we got to see this longevity-wise. I want to see this from this season that's coming up, second year 2, sophomore season, junior season. I got to see something. And then I'll make my predicament of saying, yes, this was a good draft pick or not. But this is just a catastrophe that happens. You can't even bring a single soul to DC to sign here. Nobody will sign here. I don't want to sign to DC. So, right now, don't expect big things from the Wizards. Please don't. It's a retirement home. They're not winning more than 25 games. I would love to see how they're going to get themselves out of this one, because McCollum's not leading this team to victory. Chris Middleton can't average more than 10. Marcus Smart's not a scorer like how he was before. Marcus Smart's older. These guys are all old. So, it's a catastrophe in DC. I put it already now that under 25 games. They're not winning more than 25 games. Promise you that.
Yeah.
You can bookmark that, stamp that, pin it, save it. They're not winning more than 25 games this season. But other than that, D-Lo, that's going to be the end of episode 6. I think I said episode 6. It was fun. Yeah,
but this is a banger episode because, man, like, from the OKC, from... talk about OKC, a championship run, and how the finals is starting to be a little different, and then the KD trade, our opinions about that, but that Wizards one, man, I can't wrap my head around everything that just transpired and what we just talked about. So I'm glad we were able to kind of get everything talked about at once, because trust me, Jeremy, draft just got finished. The first round just got finished, so we could talk about that next episode, or if you want to, you know what I'm saying? And then also there's going to be a lot of trades, so look, we done already seen the Wizards do some, they probably might do some dumb stuff even more, bro.
I'm not even going to be surprised, bro.
Yeah, same thing with the Suns, but, I don't know. That Giannis decision is the one to look out for. Mm-hmm. He might say, but, you never know with the NBA, man. The NBA's been having some crazy trades, and stuff like that. So we gotta keep an eye up on that. So, episode 7,
talking straight about the draft. We're gonna be all over
agency and the draft, because I see Cooper Flag went number 1.
Mm-hmm. I see
Cooper Flag went number 1 with the Mavericks. So, man, I ain't gonna lie, that's a good pick, man. And then San Antonio got Dylan Harper.
Ooh, I can't wait to review this. I can't wait to review this.
Dylan Harper, and then Ace Bailey went to the Utah Jazz.
Oh, I know he's not happy about that. I already know he's not happy about that.
Yeah, but he also did it to himself. He didn't want to interview with the Sixers.
He said, "I want to take 30 shots a game." That's what he said. He said, "I want to be the one taking 30 shots a game." He said,
shoot, man.
He can shoot as many shots as he wants with the Jazz.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I ain't gonna lie. This draft is kind of fire, Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie. This is better than last year, I'll say.
Yeah.
It's kind of fire. I ain't gonna lie.
I can't wait until round 2 finishes, and then we can really review it, do a deep dive on the pod. Do a deep dive. Oh, yeah,
for sure. Hopefully, we can get a backup point guard, man. I'm praying to God we get either a backup point guard or a center. Because, man, I'm not trying to deal with Podzimski no more. I'm sorry.
No, stand on that with Pods. What you mean? Pods is like that.
Yeah, when he has his legacy games, bro. Yeah, maybe, but
he's so gosh darn trash.
Yeah, keep that dude at the 2, bro. We need somebody that can come off the bench for Curry when Curry needs his rest, bro. Because my God, man, that's a shit show, man.
Yeah, it's bad. Gosh. It's bad, but
yeah,
that's gonna be episode 6. like D'Lo just said, he just basically foreshadowed what the next episode is gonna be. It's gonna be about trades. Well, there's gonna definitely be some more trades. It's gonna be free agency, and we're gonna go do a deep dive on the draft, and then we'll actually do the reactions on that one as well. But this was gonna be episode 6. Great episode. Make sure y'all follow D'Lo on his socials there. It's gonna be all in the description below, and make sure y'all follow your boy as well. But until next time, D'Lo. Peace.
Peace, my brother.
J-Dubs.